Howdy. Yesterday I got provided with this article. I think it was an accident, because it is one of those you usually have to pay for. But for whatever reason, it popped up in my newsfeed and I was reading it. And afterwards it turned out it's only for those who have ordered. But anyway, I managed to take a screenshot and made Google to translate it. Water grain rippled in the same field. What will we do with all the slurry in the fall if we can't thresh? So they have a problem. Obviously, they should make the harvest, but the situation is, as you can see in the picture, there is water. At this time in August, most of the threshing is usually done. Now, only 10%, because the rest of it looks like that. Which brings us ultimately to weather. That's a screen video from yesterday. And there is a low pressure system approaching Finland from the south. Like they have been doing recently, like there's almost every day at least one. And I want to just point out that it seems to me that there is this kind of line somewhere here. When this approaches, it just starts to dissipate, which doesn't mean it wouldn't rain or there wouldn't be any wind. There is still some, but not much. And that's now windy, live, so it won't jump just out of the video player and show this whatever basic picture. And there is another yet low pressure system approaching Finland. And it just starts to dissipate as it reaches this region here. It still continues and stuff. There's still a little bit rain and all these kind of things, but it just seems to dissipate around this area. Actually, it is visible. No, I just noticed. See, there is this kind of an area where there's almost no clouds. 10 hours and 34 minutes ago. That's approximately the same area where these low pressure systems start to dissipate. See, it doesn't happen in an instant, but it starts to dissipate around this area. And that's a rather big low pressure system, so it's rather strong, but it still just starts to dissipate. And not only do I think this has the overall change of the weather patterns, has something to do with the El Nino, and they're all coupled between each other, they're all connected. And the thing is, we have now, well, I have been watching these low pressure system approaching Finland now for a while. And the reason what I think is why they are dissipating in this exact area, we can probably find here crustal conductivity of in Fennoscandia, a compilation of a database on crustal conductance in the Fennoscandian shield. We have to go, I think it was page 10. So that's the southern Finland conductor here. And this might be the reason why they are dissipating. The energy gets pushed down into the ground and it dissipates within the ground, basically. So the imprint for the weather pattern is in the ground and not above. This is the main reason, or the main thing what I'm talking about, because I think Earth's weakening magnetosphere will put the focus on whatever geological features more and more and more. Because according to their charge, they will exhibit a certain spin rotation, like the magnetic vortex spin direction according to the polarity. And here in this area, it seems that it's creating a counterclockwise spin, and we get high pressure systems. But this is just what I think. Let's see how long this map will still be on the internet. I tried to put a link below to this. That's a very interesting article. I recommend everyone to read this. It's very interesting. But now let's go quickly to something interesting too. I just stumbled across this one. Ancient Roman walls discovered in Swiss Alps are an archaeological sensation. Archaeologists have unearthed ancient Roman walls in the foothills of the Swiss Alps. Maybe here, excavation tent at Cham Abnetwald. Archaeologists in Switzerland have discovered the remains of a 2,000-year-old Roman walls Roman walls in the foothills of the Alps. The walls, which once protected a Roman building complex, were found during the excavation of a gravel pit in Cham in the canton or state of Zug in central Switzerland. So far, archaeologists have also unearthed pieces from a plaster wall, iron nails, gold fragments, possibly from jewelry, and items such as bowls, millstones for grinding glassware, crockery, and ceramic jugs, known as amorphae. The findings are an archaeological sensation for the region and could shed light on Roman activity in central Switzerland. Officials with the Office for the Preservation of Monuments and Archaeology said in a translated statement. Whoa, what a cat. Here they are digging out the stuff. This is already something which many people should make think. Archaeological excavation. What's the reason why they need to be excavated in the first place? You know, they are very often buried. Buried by what? Buried how? Why? How the stuff got there where they are, in which they are buried in? I think it has to do with water. You know, there has been once very much water, and as the water went away, the sediments which the water carried were left. That's why they have to dig all the stuff out. And the other point is, the Romans, they really like hot baths. I've been writing about these. I've been talking about these many times. So they won't make any effort in a place where you cannot take a hot bath or where you don't have any good water in the first place, because you can't live there. Nonetheless, these are all buried beneath something, which indicates that there must have been once very much water. And it might also indicate that the water probably wasn't really fast flowing, because otherwise the ruins wouldn't be standing up or standing there anymore. The water would have carried them away. It just got drowned for some reason. Or, you know, it wasn't like a gushing river flowing through. No, there was just water all over the place. It wasn't really flowing, so the sediments could settle. And afterwards, the water went away, the sediments remained, and the stuff was buried in there. Where did all the water came from? Or the sediments? From somewhere they have had to come once. Roman buildings of similar dimensions were last excavated in Ham Heilige Kreuz, the Holy Cross, almost 100 years ago. Gishan Scheren, head of the Department of Prehistory and Protohistoric Archaeology, said in the statement, "We were also amazed that the top bricks were even visible above the ground." So we have to probably take into account several meters of sediments. The walls extended over an area of at least 5,300 square feet, but it's unclear how Romans used the site, including whether it was a villa with a view or a temple building. Christa Epnötter, a professor of archaeology of the Roman provinces at the University of Bern, said in a statement, "That's the reason why I made a video. There's an elephant. Silver coins of Julius Caesar from the 1st century BC. The face of the coin shows an elephant trampling on a dragon or snake. Dragon. During the excavations, archaeologists found evidence of elite people at the site, whose belongings included imported Roman tableware known as terra sigillata, which means sealed earth in Latin, and detailed glass vessels. Meanwhile, the amphorea, which typically held liquids such as wine, olive oil, and fish sauce, are evidence that Romans in the region traded with those in the Mediterranean, the team said. The archaeologists also found several copper and bronze coins. Yeah, you need to have bronze in order to have something like a Bronze Age. You know, I have been talking about this too. And bronze is mostly copper. But anyway, you cannot have bronze without copper, including a silver denarius minted by Julius Caesar from the 1st century BC, which depicts an elephant trampling on a creature that is either a snake or a dragon. The discovery of the Roman walls wasn't the first ancient find in the area. Archaeologists previously found the remains of a Middle Bronze Age settlement, burials from the Late Bronze Age, and a number of coins from the area of the Celts, the people who later sacked Rome. People have a chance to visit the Roman ruins during Excavation Day on September 2nd, according to a statement. Yeah, go there, if you are in the region. But anyway, that's very interesting, but this doesn't seem to be in Switzerland. What's that about? Whoa, look at that. Those patterns and stuff. Play sound.
In line with the rest of the Roman world than had been suspected before. I lead a team of 60 students and scholars from the University of Nebraska, other United States institutions, and as well as our sister school, Ataturk University in Turkey. When we have an opportunity to get down and get dirty, uncover objects that have never been seen before by modern eyes, so that students get to touch the artifacts, they can measure the objects, they can understand what it might have been like in antiquity, to visit a Roman temple, to walk on a mosaic pavement, to celebrate in an athletic arena, to go into an ancient bath and experience what it might have been like, to actually walk into a still standing Roman building from 2000.
He was talking about the bath. Huh? Very interesting. But I think I'll leave it here. You can check it out. I hope this video is still there when you go to the same page. But anyway, weather, crops, ancient baths, and geothermal activity, and all these kinds are very interesting. Thanks. Bye.